Welcome back, my students, to a brand new episode of Comic Class. Today's lesson as we're talking about Action Comics issue 1041, Broken Bonds, also known as Midnighter's Tale. And yeah, this is going to be a really fun issue to talk about. So without further ado, let's jump right into today's story. Let's go. So this story starts off with that scientist dude that was talking with Superman a few issues back. I think in the last issue they were talking to each other. He's basically giving these kids a type of like story, basically telling them some of the stuff in their past and talking about Superman to them and stuff like that. And while the guards are basically trying to demoralize the prisoners, basically the kids, as well as the old man and stuff like that, we get to see that they basically tell them that, you know, their Man of Steel, basically their hero, their savior, basically has been defeated by the man who holds all the chains, which is Mongul. But before they can execute the old man scientist, basically Midnighter shows up and he basically starts killing the guards. And Midnighter has no qualms with killing people. It seems as he kills these guards pretty easily. And after he's done, the kids basically ask him if he's Superman. And Midnighter basically just like pukes out, puke basically, and he just like falls to the ground, basically to the lock out of him. And it seems like he's been fighting tons of these guards for a while, and this isn't like the first few guards he's been taking down and killing. So they basically go with Midnighter and they have him help them basically try to get information on Apollo, because Midnighter basically is helping them by, you know, taking out the guards and getting them to safety, and he's doing it for himself in a way that he wants to know where Apollo's at. So they basically find the guy that has information about where Apollo's at, and you know, we get to see that throughout the entire world, that it seems like Superman's influence is making waves around the world as people are starting to paint Superman's symbol as a sign of rebellion on world. So I think that's really cool for the story progression. We get a little story with Superman fighting Doomsday, which I don't know if this is supposed to be something that actually happened on world during the time Superman has been here, or if this is supposed to be just a story retelling the events of what happened when Superman fought Doomsday way back then in the post-crisis era. So that could be the case too, and that the old man scientist is basically talking to the kids, or at least gave them the stories of Superman's past adventures. Maybe that's the case in his past battles. But the kids basically are about to be killed by some of the guards, basically, when the kids basically tell the guards that they're not going to get out of the way, and that this is basically a trap and they should be looking out for themselves. And this is where we get to see that Midnighter shows up with some of the rebellion members that he's been able to get on his team and on his side, and he basically starts killing the guards. And, you know, they head to where Apollo's at, it seems. So after that, we get to see that the scientist basically is telling the kids about how Superman actually is from the planet that they're from, or, you know, is related to their tribe of people, which I think is really cool. And the scientist basically is interrupted by one of the kids saying that Midnighter has returned. And Midnighter basically gets fed up with the scientist basically comparing him to Superman and wanting to do what Superman would want to do. And Midnighter is basically super far from where Superman would take these things. And after we get to hear what exactly is happening with characters like OMAC and that he's with the Berserkers, basically, we get to see that the guards basically go to basically find the Notlings, you know, the children, to basically kill them. And we get to see that Steel's daughter basically is in one of the cells wondering if they're going to kill her themselves, but OMAC basically shows that he's actually working with the enemy now. And we get to see a giant explosion happen, breaking into the prison cells, and this is where the issue ends, with Superman basically arriving with the rebellion, with Midnighter and the rest of the rebellion, to save and free the prisoners and save them from the guards' wrath, basically, and the executions that they were going to set out to do. So that's really cool, and Superman's coming to save the day once again with the help of the rebellion. And yeah, that was Action Comics issue 1041, Broken Bonds. also known as Midnighter's Tale. And yeah, overall, very solid issue. It wasn't considered one of the parts of the World Saga, I guess, at least an official part, but it did do a good job of being an in-between between, I think it's part 4 and 5, or part 3 or 4. Overall, very good issue, though. I definitely recommend you go check it out. Link in the description down below. Check it out on Amazon/Comixology. And yeah, until next video, guys, God bless you. Until next lesson, keep on reading those comments.